A recent Wallet Hub survey shows Utah has the lowest divorce and separation rate in the country. I'm Good Day Utah anchor Dan Evans, and I wanted to find out what makes the Beehive State so successful in matrimonial bliss. So I went and asked a doctor of marriage and family. Believe it or not, the same things that create a strong economy also create a stronger marriage. Or is it the other way around?
Utah has consistently ranked highest in the nation in higher education.
Education is actually one of the best predictors of forming and sustaining a healthy marriage.
Dr. Alan Hawkins has spent more than 3 decades studying marriage and family life as an instructor and researcher at BYU. He says our top-ranked economy also makes a difference in how people think about getting married.
Call it old-fashioned, but there are a lot of women out there who still think that's an important criterion for the man they want to marry. They want to see that he can support a family.
Dr. Hawkins says Utah has a culture that values marriage.
We're cultural creatures. We kind of tend to just flow with the culture. And it makes a difference when you've got a culture that where, first of all, marriage is still pretty normal.
Utah has a culture devoted to religion, and not just the predominant group that settled the state in 1847. The 2024 analysis by the Kem C. Gardner Policy Institute reveals Utah has the largest conglomeration of religious adherents in the U.S. 76% of Utahns maintain religious affiliation, with at least 19 religions supporting at least 10 congregations each.
We have a sense of a kind of a higher meaning for the institution of marriage and its purpose in our lives. And so I think the major religions in Utah do a really good job of kind of building that culture, and not just in the believing part of faith, but also in the belonging part of faith.
Utah's government also has a stake in marriage. One Utah study estimates the cost of divorce and lack of marital formation at more than $400 million a year in public funds, not counting the personal expenses.
I think a really significant plus that we have in Utah is that we actually have a public sector, a government that also doesn't take marriage for granted.
We love serving the state of Utah, but what we love even more is spending time with each other.
That doesn't happen as often as we would like these days, but we know how important it is to take time for our marriage, no matter how busy we are.
The Utah Marriage Commission was created by the governor's office in 1998 with the charge to help strengthen relationships. Hundreds of hours of free classes, podcasts, and resources are all available at strongermarriage.org to help form and sustain stronger relationships.
You can fix those problems and strengthen that marriage a lot easier when you go and say, we're struggling with this, rather than waiting for that crisis.
And so it comes full circle. Utah's economic success is due to strong families, which in turn create a strong economy. Also, when marriages don't work out, we're good at trying again. Dr. Hawkins says almost a third of marriages in Utah are remarriages, ranking us in the top among other states. Dan Evans, Fox 13 News, Utah.